I didn't see you guys.
Which one? Number 4?
Good morning. I want to call the Drainage District Board of Directors meeting to order. We'll start with a roll call to establish quorum.
Good morning, David Fuentes, Precinct 1.
Everardo Villarreal, Precinct 3.
Rich Cortez, County Judge, that constitutes a quorum of 3. Would you please lead us in prayer?
Yes, sir. Heavenly Father, as we begin this meeting, we thank you for the blessings you have given us. We commit to using them responsibly. We pray for our judge and commissioners. We pray for our district and county family and for all who serve our local communities. Bless us with wisdom, courage, and compassion to do your will. Bless us with your spirit of wisdom. Inspire our thoughts and ideas and breathe life into our decisions. Bless us with your courage. Fill us with your grace and guide our hands so that our work honors the community we serve. We pray for compassion. May your love stir hope within our hearts to compassionately serve the needs of others and to humbly serve you. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Rick. Do we have anybody sign up for open forum?
No, sir, Judge.
Okay, we'll go to approve the consent agenda.
Judge, for the record, Commissioner Villarreal will be abstaining from the Drainage District consent agenda as a result of item 5C1.
Motion to approve the consent.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Let the record show that Commissioner Villarreal abstained from any discussion or voting on this matter. We can still act with 2.
Yes.
Yes, majority of the voting members.
My apologies, Counselor.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 5A.
5A1 is approval to enter into contribution and aid construction agreement for electrical distribution service to the Panchitas Gate structure with AEP Texas and authorize HCDD1 General Manager to execute agreement and any subsequent forms subject to legal review.
So move.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
A2, approval to issue payment upon receipt of invoice from AEP.
So move.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
B1's approval to enter into contribution and aid of construction agreement for electrical distribution service to the Sunflower Pump Structure with AEP Texas and authorize General Manager to execute agreement and any subsequent forms subject to legal review.
Motion approved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
B2 is approval to issue payment upon receipt of invoice from AEP Texas.
So move.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
5C is requesting approval to purchase one CAT 352 excavator through the Hidalgo County Drainage District Number 1 membership participation with Source Well Cooperative awarded under Holt CAT contract number 011723-CAT in the total amount of $494,000.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
5D is requesting approval of a budget amendment in the amount of $494,000 from the district's general fund unreserved fund balance for the purchase of heavy equipment.
So move.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
If I may take the next item, E1 and 2 together? All right. It's requesting approval to accept bids and award of construction contract to the lowest is most responsive bidder, RBM Contractors, LLC, in the amount of $645,671.99 for the project 365 Toll Offsite Drainage Improvement Project, Outfall 234. RFB number HCDD1 23042B0403 ESD, as recommended by project engineer Omar San Luis Jr., District Assistant General Manager, subject to final review and compliance with HB 1295. And also pursuant to Texas Local Government Code 262.031B, requesting authority approval of Drainage District General Manager Raul Sassin to execute change orders that involve an increase or decrease in cost of $50,000 or less, and in no event to exceed the change order statutory limits. The original contract price may not be decreased by 18% or more without the consent of the contractor.
So move.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
5F is possible action to grant partial release of easement right-of-way pertaining requests made by landowner Alicia Lucia Salinas and authorize execution of the same by the chairman, subject to final legal review.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
5G is acceptance and approval of supplemental agreement number 1 to work authorization number 5 to provide additional construction materials testing in the amount of $13,079.88 as submitted by B2Z Engineering LLC for the project Westlaco Drain Improvements, proposed additional 10-foot by 10-foot box with gate structure through contract number CHCDD1 2002700519.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
5H is requesting authority to advertise and approval of the procurement packet for custodial janitorial services for Hidalgo County Drainage District Number 1, RFB number HCDD1 240230508 ESZ, including the re-advertisement of the project in the event bids are rejected or no bids are received.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
The next item, 6A1, requesting approval of closing documents for parcel 23-22 as it relates to project 23 of the 2018 Drainage Bond Program, Mile 11 North and Texas Boulevard project, and authority for the chairman of the board to execute documents pending final legal review.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
6A2 is requesting approval of closing documents for parcel 23-32 as it relates to project 23 of the 2018 Drainage Bond Program, Mile 11 North and Texas Boulevard project, and authority of the chairman of the board to execute documents pending final legal review.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
6B is requesting approval of closing documents for parcel 12-1 as it relates to project 12 of the 2018 Drainage Bond Program, FM 493 and Country Road project, and authority for the chairman of the board to execute documents pending final legal review.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
61 is requesting approval of closing documents for parcel 30-9A as it relates to project 30 of the 2018 Drainage Bond Program, Benitez Drain Project, and authority for the chairman of the board to execute documents.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
62 is requesting approval of closing documents for parcel 30-9B as it relates to project 30 of the 2018 Drainage Bond Program, Benitez Drain Project, and authority of the chairman of the board to execute documents.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
6D is requesting approval of closing documents for parcel 26-14 as it relates to project 26 of the 2018 Drainage Bond Program, Mission Lateral Project, and authority for the chairman of the board to execute documents pending final legal review.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
61 is requesting approval of closing documents for parcel 8-1 as it relates to project 8 of the 2018 Drainage Bond Program, Anacuitas Drainage Project, and authority for chairman of the board to execute documents.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
E2 is requesting approval of closing documents for parcel 8-6 as it relates to project 8 of the 2018 Drainage Bond Program, Anacuitas Drainage Project, and authority for the chairman of the board to execute documents.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
6F1 is requesting approval of the final negotiated professional engineering services agreement with Supreme Engineering, PLLC, in connection with the Mile 11 North and Texas Boulevard 2018 Bond Referendum Project Number 23, contract number C-HCDD1 24-019-0416, as approved for negotiations on 3/5/24, AI 94475, subject to final legal review.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
6F2 is acceptance and approval of work authorization number 1 in the amount of $312,581 as submitted by Supreme Engineering PLLC through contract number CHCDD1 24-019-0416 to provide professional engineering services for Mile 11 North and Texas Boulevard 2018 Bond Referendum Project Number 23, subject to final legal review.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
If I may take the next three items together.
Please.
6G, 1, 2, and 3. 1, approval of application for payment number 5 in the amount of $268,053.48 for Morewill LLC pertaining to construction contract CHCDD 1-21050R0530 wide drain. Project engineer HCDD 1 Omar Sanduas. PO number 647998. And 2 is approval and acceptance of certificate and substantial completion and certificate of construction completion for Morewill LLC pertaining to construction document CHCDD 1-21050R0530 wide drain. Project engineer HCDD 1 Omar Sanduas. PO 647998. And 3, approval of application for payment number 6 in the amount of $78,601.88 and $104.51 interest from Morewill LLC pertaining to construction contract C-HCDD 1-21050R0530 wide drain. Project engineer Omar Sanduas. PO number 647998.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
The next item is approval of application for payment number 10 in the amount of $68,787 from RBM Contractors pertaining to construction contract CHCDD 1-220510117 East Mercedes Project. Project engineer Yvette Barrera, PO 647299.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Approval of application for payment number 8 in the amount of $142,714.34 from RBM Contractors pertaining to construction contract CHCDD 1-230140426 KMG, Mile 10 North and Baseline. Project engineer Quintanilla Headley, PO number 648064.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Approval of application for payment number 16 in the amount of $331,269.81 from Gonzalez Engineering pertaining to construction contract CHCDD 1-210230727 Mission McAllen Rado. Project engineer B2Z Engineering, PO 642887.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Approve application for payment number 1 in the amount of $299,653.20 from Science Brothers pertaining to construction contract CHCDD 1-230510927 ESZ Glasscock Mile 4 to Mile 5. PO number 648791.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Item 7A is approve application for payment number 1 in the amount of $274,492.80 from RG Enterprises LLC pertaining to construction contract CHCDD 1-230531031 South Main Drain Phase 1. Project engineer HCDD 1 Omar Salduas, PO 648721.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Do we need to go to closed session?
No, sir, we have no items for.
Okay, well, I think that concludes all our agenda items. I
Motion
have a
to adjourn.
motion to adjourn.
Motion made.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We'll be back at 10 o'clock.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I want to call the Commissioners Court meeting to order. We'll start with a roll call to establish a quorum.
Good morning, David Fuentes, Precinct 1.
Eric Cantu, Precinct 2.
Everardo Villarreal, Precinct 3.
Ellie Torres, Precinct 4.
Richard Cortez, County Judge. As is customary, we're always very honored to have one of our veterans here. There's a Marine in the house, Javier Jimenez. He just reached the rank of Sergeant E6 Infantry. He served in various tours throughout his career of 22 years. So, Mr. Jimenez, please lead us in today's pledge.
Yes, sir. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your service. Today, we're also honored to have Miss Mary Ann Denner. She is our Chief Juvenile Probation Officer. and she will be leading us in this morning's prayer.
Let's bow our heads, please. Dear Father, I want to thank you for bringing us all here safely. Thank you for waking us up this morning, which is most important, Lord. I ask for the blessings on everyone here. I ask that you bless our county commissioners, our judges, Lord. I ask that you give them discernment in the decisions that they will make. I ask that you bless law enforcement too, Lord. Protect them on these roads and in the community. And these things I ask, Lord. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Brad. We're going to skip and go to awards. If we can do 5C first, the proclamation for National Sexual Assault Awareness Month. We have several people here.
5C.
5C.
Yes, I see.
Anybody here for that? Please join me.
Everyone that's wearing teal, go ahead and come on up. Okay.
I think so. Rose Luna, the Texas Association Against Sexual Assault.
Perfect.
Right here, okay.
Strength in numbers.
Yes.
Hi, Ms. Dowda.
All right, thank you. Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. Item 5C, proclamation recognizing April 2024 as National Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Whereas every 68 seconds, an American is sexually assaulted. The National Crime Victimization Survey demonstrates that sexual violence affects millions of Americans. And whereas younger people are at the highest risk of sexual violence, with the majority of sexual assault victims being under the age of 30. Women and girls experience sexual violence at high rates, with 1 out of every 6 American women being the victim of an attempted or completed rape in their lifetime. And men and boys are also affected by sexual violence, with 1 in 33 men being the victim of an attempted or completed rape in their lifetime. And whereas Sexual Assault Awareness and Prevention Month brings opportunity to draw attention to the prevalence of sexual assault and educate individuals about how to prevent it. And whereas this year's theme is building connected communities, aimed at helping communities reduce the likelihood of sexual abuse, assault, and harassment in our communities. And whereas building a connected community is ensuring we provide a safe and inclusive environment for all victims of sexual violence by fostering open and honest communication, empowering community members to be active bystanders and allies in preventing sexual assault, and advocating for policies that promote prevention. And whereas the Hidalgo County Criminal District Attorney's Office and the Sexual Assault Response Team of Hidalgo County join sexual assault advocates and communities across the country in declaring its dedication to reduce sexual violence in our communities. Now therefore be it proclaimed that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court hereby recognizes April as National Sexual Assault Awareness Month and encourages Hidalgo County residents to attend scheduled awareness and education events. Approved this 16th day of April 2024.
Motion approved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
I'll be passing it on over to Victims Unit Director, Ms. Rosa Martinez.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Once again, thank you for your continued support of everything that we do here in our county. And this particular proclamation is special to Commissioners Court because 2 years ago, legislation was passed and made you guys the overseers of the sexual assault response team. So today we have a lot of agencies here with us that participate in our SART, and we have an official logo that we want to present to you guys, and it would be an honor for us to come down and sign it so that we can keep it as a memory of what we've done here in Hidalgo County with the sexual assault response team. So,
Let's see it.
and I'm going to pass it down to Rose Luna. She's the Executive Director for the Texas Association Against Sexual Assault, which is a statewide coalition. And she's here from Austin to join us for this unveiling and also to give you an update on what SART has been doing.
Thank you, everybody. I'm very excited to be in South Texas. I grew up in rural Central Texas. My mom still calls herself a Valley girl. She's from South Texas. Hadn't been here in 50 years, but she's very proud of being from South Texas. But my name is Rose Lynn. I'm the CEO of the Texas Association Against Sexual Assault. We're based out of Austin, Texas. We represent the entire state. Our membership is comprised of rape crisis centers and sexual assault program folks. It's comprised of law enforcement officers, medical professionals, universities, so just all around the gamut. Anyone who is interested in supporting our work and survivors of sexual assault are part of our membership. And most importantly, and our North Stars are survivors who are members of TASA, and they are who we take our roads from. But the reason why I'm here and the significance of this event is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and thank you all for that proclamation. We also thank the Texas Governor Greg Abbott for the proclamation. We got that hard copy at our office the other day, very exciting, and also President Joe Biden, who also made this a national proclamation. So we are very thankful for the federal, state, and local support. And also the reason I'm here is SB 476, which mandated SART coverage in every county, was something that TASA pushed through the Texas legislature. In addition to training and technical assistance, we also do policy work at the state level, and this is one of those very impactful pieces of legislation that we felt was very helpful. And so we got with then Senator Jane Nelson, and we knew that it was going to be a heavy lift, but we also knew she was very powerful because she holds the purse strings, or held the purse strings, being chair of Senate Finance. So once that thing finally got through, it almost didn't, and I was able to pick myself up off the ground because I was very shocked that it got through, because there was a lot. I don't know if y'all remember that. That's when a group of folks broke quorum and went to D.C. There was all that happened. It was very dramatic and very exciting. But right before that, they had passed SB 476. So we're very excited. But I wanted to say and congratulate this community, because you didn't need a law to do the right thing. Y'all have had a SART before it was mandated that you had a SART, and actually you all were the inspiration for us wanting to replicate this across the state. So I wanted to congratulate this community, South Texas. I'll tell my mom, she'll be super proud, and she'll say, I told you so, I'm from South Texas. But I wanted to, again, thank you, because as the saying goes, my saying is, what happens in South Texas, there goes the state. So thank you all and congratulations, and I am honored to have been here to represent TASA in our membership. Thank you.
And last, we'll have Estela de Anda. She's the Executive Director for Mujeres Unidas, which is our only rape crisis center that we have here in our county, to say a few words.
Good morning, everybody. I hope you can hear me, even if you can't see me.
We can do both.
I'm very happy to be here today. It has been many, many years that we have been working in the community, and I'm happy to see that there is so many people that have joined the work that we're doing, the DA's office, DHR, the hospital, and all the crime victim advocates. So through the years, we have made progress in addressing victims and survivors of sexual assault. And so I'm very happy to have Rose Luna here with us today, and I'm very happy to see that our county is one of the ones that has responded and has been at the forefront in addressing victims and survivors of sexual assault. Thank you.
Rosie.
Yes.
I know that this is awesome. It's a response, What are we doing to prevent? What are we doing in terms of stiffer punishments and stuff like that?
Well, we know in our office, we dedicate most of our time to prevention education, so we go out to all the schools. We've even been going to elementary, middle schools, and high school to talk to students about prevention. And then Mujeres Unidas does the same thing. The forensic unit does it too. I know that the sheriff's office and everybody that works with ASART, they all engage in prevention education. As far as stiffer penalties, that's something that needs to be taken to legislation because the laws that we currently have already a measure of punishment. But we can always do better than that. And Rose and TASA do that every year. So they convene with, everybody that works with sexual assault victims, and we tell them what are the issues that we're facing, and then they'll take it to legislation.
And you do a really, really great job, Rosie, and I just want to make sure that we, as the DA's office, are giving the stiffest penalties possible, and that when we do give stiff penalties, that we advertise that, because we got to prevent this from happening. We got to prevent this from being a response team, and it's just getting out of hand. You see it in the news all the time. We need to do more to prevent this.
Yes, absolutely.
And I want to do everything possible, and I believe this court wants to do everything possible to work on the prevention side.
Right. And we thank you for the continued support because we've been very blessed, like Rose said. Everything that we do down here makes it all the way to Austin, and they replicate what we're doing. The DA's office is not a crisis center, but that's why we have the crisis center and the other agencies that respond. We take care of the prosecution of the cases, but we also, part of the stuff that we do at the DA's office is we ensure safety of the victim, and we file a lot of protective orders. And just so you guys know, sexual assault protective orders are lifetime protective orders, so a victim gets granted a lifetime protective order. So we have our civil protective order advocates here. They do that the entire day, working with victims, trying to get protective measures in place so that they're safe while we navigate through the prosecution process, because it's a long process.
And last comment, we went through this. We had a case that we needed help with, and you and I spent about 45 minutes on the phone, and told me about the process, and the process is extensive, and you do an amazing job. All these people do an amazing job. So it's a lot, and just keep doing the work that you're doing, all of you.
Thank you so much, Commissioner. Thank you. If you can join us to come and sign your official logo for the SART. Yes, anywhere. Yes. Can I get in through this side?
Okay, people, let's get this going. All right, we're ready. Okay, Carosito. All right, ready? 1, 2, and everybody look forward. There you go. Thank you.
Where is she? To the right.
They're heading going.
Rosie.
Thank you very much.
We haven't started yet, have we?
Rosie.
There we go. Yes, ma'am.
Which other ones are yours? Okay,
Everybody? Yes.
Where's Kimberly?
okay, Kimberly, 5B.
Yes, 5B. Item 5B, proclamation declaring April 21 through 27, 2024 National Crime Victims' Rights Week. Whereas every individual has the right to feel safe in his or her home, school, workplace, and community. Unfortunately, tens of millions of Americans fall victim to crimes of violence, theft, fraud, and other types of criminal activities. And whereas surviving a crime can have lasting physical, psychological, social, and even financial effects on victims. And whereas since 1981, National Crime Victims' Rights Week is commemorated every year in April to unite crime survivors, victim assistants, justice professionals, and communities across America to pay tribute to crime victims. And whereas this year, NCVRW will be observed April 21 through 27, 2024. This year's theme, How Would You Help? Asks all of us, friends, family members, neighbors, colleagues, community leaders, victim service providers, criminal justice practitioners, and health professionals, how we can help crime victims. And whereas this yearly observance provides an opportunity to recommit to ensuring that all victims of crime are afforded their rights by familiarizing ourselves with services available to our community, ensuring organizations that offer victim services are victim-centered and trauma-informed, expanding access to these services, creating safe environments for survivors of crime, and ensuring equity and inclusion for all victims. And whereas the Hidalgo County Criminal District Attorney's Office is dedicated to supporting victims of crime and working for justice in the aftermath of crime, and encourages individuals to visit hidalgocountyda.com to learn more about victim assistance services available in Hidalgo County. Now therefore be it proclaimed that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court hereby declares April 21 through 27, 2024 as National Crime Victims' Rights Week, and Hidalgo County reaffirming Hidalgo County's commitment to improving our response to all victims of crime so that they may find relevant assistance, support, justice, and peace. Approve this 16th day of April 2024.
Motion. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Victims Unit Director Rosa Martinez will now say a few words.
Judge, again, we stand before you almost, constantly proclaiming, different awareness month. But this week is our week. This is a week that the advocates, crime victim liaisons, and the people that work with victims are recognized for all their work and their efforts. So I want to take this moment to recognize my staff from the Victims Unit. If we can get a round of applause for them, because I couldn't do this work without them. And then also, we have a lot of crime victim liaisons from the police departments here that are present, and they also do a lot of work during the investigation process. And of course, the advocates at the community-based organizations that we rely on for anything that has to be outside of criminal justice process. So thank you all for everything that you do every day. I know 1 week is not enough to recognize the tremendous work that you guys do, but we're very grateful for everything that you do for our community and our victims. Thank you.
Ready, everybody?
One, two, three. Right here.
1, 2, and 3. Got it.
Thank you, Judge.
Five A.
5A.
Good morning,
Are they
Judge.
just here to award Eddie something?
No more awards for him. Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. Olivia Gomez, Deputy Chief of Staff for County Commissioner Eddie Cantu. Item 5A, presentation by United Way of South Texas to discuss Hidalgo County as a top 10 contributor. At this time, we will bring up our United Way representation. We have Ms. Lily Lopez, and we have our campaign president.
Good morning. My name is Gerardo Paz. I'm the CEO with South Texas Credit Union. I'm the board chair for United Way, so I'm proud to be here. Also joining me is we have Chris Moncayo. She's our campaign co-chair with Vantage Bank. We have Ms. Lee Lopez, our president, and Janet Terrazas, our VP of Resources Development Director. Again, I want to thank you, Judge Cortez, for your help. Commissioners, thank you very much for your support, especially for the time that you have spent with us. And we are honored to be here to recognize the Hidalgo County as a top 10 company. Hidalgo County has ranked at number 2 of the top of 10 companies. Great job. Hidalgo County employees, including those from all 4 precincts, offices, departments, Drainage District number 1, the Sheriff's Office, WIC, and the Head Start programs, contributed over $86,635 to support over 75 critical health and services. Also, we would like to recognize and acknowledge the top 5 departments. So we had Hidalgo County Precinct number 2, Hidalgo County Drainage District number 1, Hidalgo County Head Starts Program, Hidalgo County Facilities Management, and Hidalgo County WIC Program. Also, we'd like to thank Ms. Olivia Gomez for precinct number 2 for the support and the support of Commissioner Cantu. Did an outstanding job, coordinated the campaign for the county. Again, thank you. Thank you very much, Ms. Gomez. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. We are so delighted to be here today, and appreciation to all of our commissioners for your support. You all really move the momentum and endorse friendly competition amongst your precincts that just drives everybody to want to give back to our communities. We thank you so much for this tremendous support. A few reminders of what your work does and the impact that it does in our community. First of all, 99% of what all of you all pledge comes back to Hidalgo and Starr counties, 99% of that. 182,000 of our residents in Hidalgo and Starr County benefited from United Way last year. And programs from the United Way, we remind you, impact the lives from cradle to life's end. This Saturday, we wrapped up our VITA program. VITA supports and gives back. It saved over 960,000 families from preparing their tax returns. All that money is reinvested into our community. Together, those families received about $5 million in returns, tax returns. So we are so excited about our VITA program. Janet spearheads that, and she did amazing. Meaning that our partners affect some of the neighbors from day to day, and that they are born, and everybody here in our community benefits from different programs such as from the start to end as Comfort House. So none of this could be possible without all of your all support. We look forward to next year, and we thank you once again. At this time, if we'd like, we'd love for you all to join us in a picture. Thank you so much.
What place did we get? Valley Wine? What place?
Second place.
One, two, three.
Who beat us, HEB? That's okay. No more.
Next, we have 5D, National Prescription Drug Take Back Day. Who's here for that? Okay.
Item 5D, proclamation declaring April 27 as National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day. Whereas prescription drug abuse in the United States is alarmingly high, as are the number of accidental poisonings and overdoses. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, 112,000 people died of drug overdoses in 2023. And whereas the Drug Enforcement Administration will host its 26th National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day on Saturday, April 27, 2024. This event aims to provide a convenient and responsible way to dispose of unused or expired prescription drugs at locations in communities throughout the country. And whereas disposal boxes can be found at different locations throughout Hidalgo County, including the Edinburgh Police Department PD, Edinburgh CISD PD, McAllen ISD PD, FAR PD, San Juan PD, Palmview PD, Hidalgo County Constable Precinct 4, Mission PD, Westaco PD, Donna PD, Peñitas Public Library, Alton PD, La Jolla PD, and Mercedes PD. And whereas in the last Take Back event in October 2023, over 1,711 pounds of unused prescription medications were collected. And whereas helping people to dispose of potentially harmful prescription drugs is just one way our local law enforcement agencies are working to reduce the addiction and overdose deaths plaguing this country due to opioid medications. And whereas the Hidalgo County Criminal District Attorney's Office, the United States Drug Enforcement Administration, and the Unidad Coalition of Behavioral Health Solutions encourage the citizens of Hidalgo County to participate by properly disposing of their unused prescription drugs. Now therefore be it proclaimed that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court hereby declares April 27, 2024 as National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day and encourages Hidalgo County residents to attend scheduled awareness and education events and take advantage of the disposal boxes to discard unused prescription drugs. Seeking approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you very much for your service.
Commander Juan Cifuentes now will say a few words.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Thank you for having us here today. Blessed to be part of the District Attorney's Office HIDA Task Force and the Prevention Awareness Team of Hidalgo County in working jointly with the Unidad Coalition. We saw the importance of supporting the DEA National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day. PATH and HIDA collaborate with Unidad Coalition members and DEA special agents to encourage our citizens to use the prescription drop boxes. This is the fastest, safest, convenient, and responsible way to dispose of unused or expired prescription drugs. Prescription drugs are a common cause of accidental poisonings in children and should not be kept around if they're no longer needed. Based on research, a majority of abused prescription drugs were obtained from family and friends from our homes' medicine cabinets. Each year, our PATH group and Hidalgo County HIDA members have collaborated with law enforcement agencies and prevention specialists to encourage year-round use of the prescription drop boxes. I would like to end this statement by identifying the benefits of prescription drug take-back days, which include safe drug disposal, increased community awareness, and environmental benefits. I would like to invite Ms. Allison Brenner to say a few words in reference to the Unidad Coalition.
Thank you, Commander. Thank you, Judge and Commissioners. I wanted to say that for National Take Back Day, it is not only, as I always say, it's a showcase of all of the efforts that we as a county have done. And I say we as a county because it involves everyone in order to be able to just set up a box. You know, it takes talking to people, saying, hey, where do we need to place it? Because we have to place these strategically in order to know, in order to educate the community as to where they can dispose old medication, if it's someone who is elderly, and if it's maybe an adult who uses prescription medication. And the dangers of prescription medication is that sometimes they're prescribed opiates. I know you guys we know about the opiate right now crisis that's going on. A lot of it is, as Commander said, it was due to them just ending up in the wrong hands. You know, it could have been because sometimes we have a lack of, some families don't have enough money to buy their own prescription medication. So they go to wherever they can get it cheaper and quicker. And then if they get prescribed it while they have their insurance, they'll keep it. Why? Because they never know when they're going to get sick again, and they probably won't be able to afford it. And then maybe they're like, oh, pues, ma, me duele la cabeza, you know, we get the headaches and those things. They're like, oh, then, mijito, this will take it right away. And it could be triple or even double of the amount that they're supposed to take, and you have someone having an accidental poisoning. Or if they acquire it from somewhere that is not trustworthy, sometimes DEA or even HIDA themselves or task force, they go in and they don't know if the medication they're dealing with is prescribed medication or it's something that could be laced with fentanyl or xylazine, which is I think I remember if it's less than the tip of a pencil, in powdered form is enough to kill someone. And the support that we have had as a coalition, our goal is to create a healthier community. And how do we create a healthier community? How do we create a community that is safe from substance use, that promotes mental health? Because maybe someone turns to taking pills, in order to deal with life. And how do we create safer communities? We educate. We educate, hey, if you're going to take prescription medication, know your risks. Doctors have learned that, and they now educate their patients. How do we educate our community as community members? Because before we are, law enforcement, before we are anything, we're human beings, and we're all part of a community, and we all have a part in what happens in it. We can't turn our eyes and say, this is not my person, I don't know you, this isn't my problem. It is our problem, because one small little person, or one small person in general, creates a whole community. It takes a village, as they say. And that's what it took to create these drop boxes back when they were first initially started. And I carried on from my predecessors who started these drop boxes, and we have continued to have support. And I mean, just today with Commander here, and I know the DEA couldn't make it with us today, but their continued support of, hey, let's get these off the streets so we can have healthier communities where you guys get to have these parks. And I know y'all of you love to do renovations, and they're wonderful renovations as well. And how do we keep more kids going as we create a safe environment for kids to go? And that's what we celebrate today in National Take Back Day. So thank you so much for your time.
Next, we have item 5E, dealing with our Medical Laboratory Professionals Week.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Belinda Reyes with Precinct 4. I have AI 94897, proclamation recognizing April 14th through the 20th, 2024 as Medical Laboratory Professionals Week. I will read the proclamation. Whereas medical laboratory professionals are integral members of the healthcare team, playing a vital role in patient care by conducting laboratory tests, analyzing specimens, and providing accurate diagnostic information. And whereas their dedication to quality, precision, and patient care ensures timely and reliable results critical for medical decision-making and treatment. And whereas Medical Laboratory Professionals Week, observed annually during April 14th through the 20th, provides an opportunity to acknowledge the contributions of these professionals in public health. The theme of Lab Week 2024 is "The Future is Lab," recognizing laboratory professionals who protect our future by meeting today's evolving patient care needs. And whereas this year in particular, Hidalgo County recognizes the importance of laboratory professionals as it opens the Hidalgo County Public Health Facility, a significant collaboration between the United States Housing and Urban Development, HUD, and the Hidalgo County Urban County Program and Hidalgo County Health and Human Services. The grand opening will be held Thursday, April 14th, 2024 at 11 a.m. And whereas the brand new Hidalgo County Public Health Facility stands ready to serve the community with comprehensive diagnostic services. Therefore, Therefore, it be proclaimed that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court hereby recognizes the week of April 14th through the 20th, 2024 as National Medical Laboratory Professionals Week, and ask all citizens to join in expressing appreciation for the vital contributions to healthcare made by professionals in clinical laboratory science. Requesting approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
We now have Mr. Eddie Olivares, Chief Health Administrator, with his team here to give some remarks.
Morning, Judge Commissioners. This week is a glorious week. We're recognizing our public health professionals, especially those that work in the laboratory. I'd like to introduce Ms. Veronica Cuate. I don't know if you all met her. Veronica is our laboratory manager, and she is the one that for the last 17, 18 months has been working diligently in getting this facility up to compliance. And we're very proud of the fact that thanks to her dedication and the team's dedication, along with Mr. Salinas, who's been helping a lot with the marketing and support of the facility, and the whole team, we actually passed our certification. First time around. We got our BSL-3, Biosafety Lab Certification 3, which is a very difficult level of certification. That happened on April 2nd. And it is a tremendous milestone. There's facilities that have gone 4, 5, 6, 7 times before they pass. And we did it on the first time. And thanks to her leadership and her dedication. But we're looking forward to seeing you all there on Thursday, the 18th at 11 a.m. We are having the ribbon cutting, and we have many representatives from the federal level and the state level attending. It is a big event. This is the first laboratory that's opened in Texas in many, many years, like a couple of decades. So it's a big event for Texas. So we're excited and hope to see you there. Thank you.
Eddie, all the money that was used to build the lab, all of that was ARPA, correct?
No, sir. Actually, Housing and Urban Development did about 90% of the funding for that facility. We spent right about $9 million, turnkey, equipment, everything. And 8.2 came from Housing and Urban Development, and then the rest came from Hidalgo County. And I think it was back the CARES funding, and looking at some professional components from the CARES funding back then.
It was COVID money, I guess.
Yeah, COVID money,
Yeah.
That's correct. And Housing and Urban Development was COVID money as well.
Right.
It was, but we want to really thank Housing and Urban Development because they've never had a project like this in the whole country. This is the first time in the whole U.S. that they do a non-housing event, but to support the residents of their housing programs. So it's very unique.
Yeah, well, the way that it came up is that we had CARES money, which we couldn't build a lab, and we had Urban County money. And one of the options was to build a lab, and so we took the opportunity to build our own lab, and it was all with CARES, ARPA, COVID.
Yeah, yes. No, but it worked out
Nothing
great.
from general fund.
Yeah, yes. No, there isn't. So it was all very, we took advantage of a good opportunity for something that needed to be done. And I think this is a great investment in the county.
Awesome.
Thank you, sir.
Slow down.
Okay, the next one I have proclamation observation of National Infant Immunization Week.
I'm going to cover that, Judge, with your permission, please. We have our team here today. We have Ms. Nelda Mendez, who oversees our immunization program. Cynthia is her assistant. Trish is one of the nurses. Johnny Torres is one of the educators. And, of course, Rick Salinas, who handles all our marketing and support for the program. With your permission, sir, I'd like to read this proclamation. Proclamation recognizing April 22nd through the 29th of 2024 as National Immunization Week. Whereas National Immunization Week is a yearly observation to highlight the importance of protecting children 2 years and younger from vaccination-preventable diseases, whereas this year, the primary focus is to ensure families stay on track for their children's well-child visits and routinely recommend vaccinations. On-time vaccinations are critical to provide protection against potentially life-threatening diseases such as whooping cough, pertussis, measles, and other illnesses. Whereas during the past couple of years, COVID-19 has caused many disruptions in families' lives, and in some cases, it has meant that the children have missed or delayed their wellness checkups and vaccination, whereas are a critical part of ensuring children's safety and health. And whereas it is important to recognize that vaccines are safe and among the most successful and most cost-effective public health tools available for preventing disease and death, vaccinations help protect both individuals and the community by preventing and reducing the spread of infectious diseases. And whereas the vaccination is a shared responsibility, families, healthcare professionals, and the public health officials must work together to help protect the entire community, reinforcing the confidence in routine vaccine, promoting catch-up vaccinations, and talking to parents about vaccines are as a strategy to get routine vaccinations for infants and their older children back on schedule. Now, therefore, let it be proclaimed that Hidalgo County Commissioners Court hereby recognizes April 22nd through the 29th of 2024 as National Infant Immunization Week and encourages citizens to work together to reduce barriers, increasing access to strengthen our vaccine confidence. Approved this day, the 16th of April, 2024.
So moved. Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This team, sir, during COVID, this team helped coordinate with our partners in the community over 400,000 vaccines during that time period. Worked many hundreds and hundreds of hours. These nurses, this team did a great job, and they need to be recognized. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Can we have a photo? Thank you.
Oh, yeah?
When it comes to sports, no para.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Let's stay here. We're going to take a break. Judge. Oh, go ahead.
Item 18.
Item 18, so you can get rid of Michael Gallo, Eddie,
Item 18.
since he's here.
Okay, is that okay, sir?
Sure.
Now, item 18.
Okay. Go.
Okay, Judge, Commissioners, good morning. Item 18A, under Health and Human Services Department. pursuant to Chapter 121 Local Public Health Reorganization Act, Section 121.06, requesting approval of Title V fee-for-service schedule based on the 2024 federal poverty level to be effective April 22nd, 2024. This is an annual procedure we do to upgrade our federal poverty level to deal with the indigent in our community, sir.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item B is requesting approval of certification of revenue by county auditor in the amount of $23,000 and appropriations of the same. The additional amount is program income earned by immunization program to date and above what has been projected. So this is part of our budgeting process.
Motion approved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item C is requesting approval to accept the Center for Health Emergency Preparedness Response Grant Contract Number HHS 001-143-9500024 with a contract term of July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2025, and for the county judge to e-sign the contract agreement and related documents. And item 2 is requesting approval of the certification of revenue as certified by county auditor in the amount of $592,548 and to appropriate the same in the appropriations of the local match in the amount of $59,255, which is part of our budgetary process.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item D is requesting approval to accept and for the county judge to e-sign the vaccination capacity grant contract HHS 0010195-00022, amendment number 4. The purpose of the amendment is to add a no-cost extension of a new termination date to be June 30th, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And the next item under Healthcare Funding District, item E1, this involves Hidalgo County Clinical Service Incorporated, which is not part of the county. This is a hospital-based program. Discussion and consideration and approval to draw down funds from GME fiscal year 2019 non-state private retroactive payment in the amount to be determined by Health and Human Services Commission, instructions from the Local Provider Participation Fund, the LPPF, with a transfer of April 17, 2024, and a settlement date of April 18, 2024. This amount, sir, will be determined by the state. This does not impact general fund. This strictly is fees that come from the hospitals.
Motion approved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item B is approval certification of revenue as certified by the county auditor from the Local Provider Participation Fund in the amount to be determined by Health and Human Services Commission, and C is approval of appropriations of the funds from the Local Participation Provider Fund, the amount to be determined by HHE, Texas Health and Human Services Commission. That is coming forward, and we'll follow their lead.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And this is just funding to help pay for graduate medical programs. I know that you called me about the medical students from the university, sir. This actually helps pay some of the residency programs and some of the programs there. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to go back to item 4, approval of the consent agenda. I have item 7B to pull out real quick, Wanda.
Okay, so, my apologies, let me just switch classes. So, thank you, Judge. Commissioners, under the approval of the consent agenda, Judge has pulled out 7A, and I am also asking for the Commissioners Court to pull out 5A, 8A, 1 and 2, 12A, and 13C4.
Motion to approve the balance of the consent.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Judge, Commissioners, with respect to consent agenda item 5A, I'm asking the court to take action subject to the purchasing agent's review and approval.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Judge, 7A?
Yeah, on 7B, I just want to
7B,
make
I'm
sure that who's covering liability during those periods of time? That's the parking that we're allowing Edinburgh to use.
I'm sorry, the question
They're going to
again
be
was,
usually social events.
They provide, when the city of Edinburgh asks for the use, they provide the security, and we provide the maintenance by way of making sure that it's accessible, and then at the end of the event, that we close it off as well.
But liability
Oh, yes.
insurance?
Yes, sir. It's
is
through
by
the city.
Edinburgh.
It's a
Okay.
requirement
I just-
prior to our
I
approval.
figured that, I just wanted to make sure.
Yes.
Okay.
So I think when we pulled the agenda item out, we did 7A instead of 7B. So I'll make a motion to approve 7A and 7B with your permission, Judge.
Okay.
Thank you, Commissioner. Yes, that is correct.
We have a motion to approve 7A and B. Is there a second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Consent agenda item 8A, 1 and 2. For the record, Commissioner Fuentes will be abstaining from any discussion and/or action.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Let the record show that Commissioner Fuentes abstained from any discussion or action on these items.
Thank you.
Thank you. Consent agenda item 12A. For the record, Commissioner Villarreal will be abstaining from any discussion and/or action.
So move.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Let the record show that Commissioner Villarreal abstained from any discussion or action on this item.
Thank you. And consent
Mo-
agenda,
Motion was accepted. Go ahead, sorry.
consent agenda item 13C4. For the record, Commissioner Villarreal will be abstaining from any discussion and/or action.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Let the record show Commissioner Villarreal abstained from any discussion or action on this item. We're done?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to open forum.
We do have one participant, Ms. Brian McClarity, and thank you, Ms. McClarity. And for the audience, I'd like to remind the public that they're always welcome to participate in public forum. They need to be familiar with the rules of decorum, which prohibit direct and indirect personal attacks on members of the court or any county individuals. The comments made should also pertain to county business and cannot be threatening in nature. Ms. McClarity, there is a 3-minute time limit. I will advise when there is 1 minute, and I will start when you start.
I'm going to make a few comments concerning the county's annual budget because it keeps increasing. I believe that the increased cost of the government is the reason for the county's growing poverty rate. The 2024 annual budget shows that Hidalgo County combined budget for all funds is $355 million. Also, the county increased the 2023 budget by 15.36%, or $34.4 million. I believe this is right. These increases are sent to the appraisal district, and therefore we get an increase in everyone's property values. There is no increase in the value of your property. You cannot sell it for the increased value established by the appraisal district. It is a simple way of taking more money from the people. What people need to do is fill out a protest form and request a list of similar properties that have sold for the value listed. Property owners have a right to see all the information used to establish the value of their property. Only sales within the last 3 years and for property of similar construction and type can be used to establish the value. The process is not difficult, but it makes it complicated by the appraisers. It is their job to increase values, and it is your job to make them follow the law. The objective of the process is to make our property owners feel they have been treated fairly. The bottom line is taxing bodies do not consider the ability of the people to pay. The general public does not get a 15% annual increase, and therefore people lose their homes when they cannot pay. We, the people, need to change the process or our elected officials. Also today on 26F, today is the IT department again, is spending, if my calculator was right, $554,282.38. I hope and pray that some of that money will go for the sound system in their department or in this building here, so that we can hear what's going on and how much is being spent. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
You know, if I make a public comment, while the video Roland Garza when he comes and speaks to us and explains the process. I think we need to put that on the website because she continues to put inaccurate information that's not even close to true. And so it's better to just have a snippet on the website showing exactly the way the appraisal district works.
Yes, sir.
Anyway.
Anyone else? Wally?
No, so that concludes open forum. Thank you, Judge.
Next item is 7A. As you know, that last week I signed an emergency order dealing with our drought. I asked the commissioners to please extend it. It's consistent with Governor Abbott's declaration also that it pretty much affects most of the counties affected by this drought.
And Judge, I think that this highlights not just that we have to take action to try to protect the water resources that we have, but also to continue to invest in new ways to create water. So I appreciate you bringing this up so that we can start, advocating at the state level to start, bringing in resources to help us with this situation. Our farmers, the sugar mill, all of those industries, it's going to start affecting us economically. So I appreciate you putting this on the agenda for the declaration.
This declaration does not create a moratorium on development, or it does?
No.
It's just on awareness of our water issue?
Yes.
Okay.
It does trigger the water district's emergency plans, and they have requirements that could, if the water goes low enough, put a pause on development.
But the water development corporations do that on their own, based on their own analysis and their own water issues.
Based on plans that are already prescribed and triggered by this emergency, and thresholds that are in their plans.
Have they signed off on the declaration?
They don't need to sign off on the declaration, they just need to.
I know, but are we gonna force their hand by creating this declaration? Are we gonna force them to take action?
They will be required to adhere to their emergency plans and their limitation thresholds if we get to certain drought levels.
The water districts have a right for municipal use. So for municipal use, they're basically not affected at all. It's for agricultural use.
That's correct, Judge, but they would impose municipal use restrictions once they hit certain thresholds.
Yeah. And that's up to the water district.
But that's what I was gonna say. Based on their own thresholds, not on us creating a declaration.
Those thresholds are triggered by this declaration. It invokes their emergency policy plan because we've.
Well, if that's the case, I think we need them to be part of this and either support it or don't support it. Because we're gonna put restrictions on them, and they know what they're doing with respect to their own water. Because we have some water supply corporations that cannot provide water to developments and some that can. So I would hate this declaration to mean that all of them cannot provide water to new developments. So I just want to make sure, I mean, if that's the case, I'm not in support.
We're nowhere close to the thresholds that they have.
Okay.
This is just the beginning of the process, and it's necessary to start that process.
Okay.
Well, and how does the governor's proclamation affect our water districts and other providers here?
Sorry, Judge, I didn't hear you.
The governor has his order above ours.
That's correct, Judge.
Okay.
Does this order help us in a positive manner to maybe get some funding or help our water districts get funding? Loans or anything like that?
The answer is yes. This declaration puts us in a position that we'll be able to claim kind of disaster type of economic losses to those that qualify. And without it, no. Yeah. This is a difficult situation that we're in here. This is not a situation that we have too many wins. We're dealing with trying to mitigate, the losses. So we have a motion and a second.
Second.
Any other discussion? What is your wish?
What, call the vote?
Call the vote?
I mean, I'm in support, just as long as, I don't want to dictate to a water supply corporation who knows more about how much water they have. And so if we're not doing that, I'm already voting in
No,
favor of this. Okay,
This order is not doing that.
great.
You called the vote, Judge, you need action on it.
So I'll make a motion to approve the resolution.
I will
Extension.
second the motion.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. The next one is the presentation discussion for me to sign the required documents.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have for you to consider taking action to ratify submission of application for Trust for Civic Life for the 2024 Civic Hub Grant, and to approve for me to sign the application of the documents.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have discussion, consideration, and action regarding the amendment to the tax abatement agreement between Hidalgo County and VESI 38. Basically, they're running late in finishing their construction. They just want 8 months more to finish their construction, but nothing else changes.
Motion to
Judge,
approve?
Commissioners, we do have a public participation form from Ms. Fern McClarity with respect to item 7C.
I pulled up all the backup and I was trying to find it. Where is this? And what kind of company? No one knows what VESI is. And how many employees? And then I had a call that said, who watches over all of these tax abatements that the county gives, that they are, abiding by what's going on in the county? So I said I would ask.
Go ahead, Juan.
Excuse
Hello.
me.
It's fine. It's a battery storage
Why don't
facility.
you identify yourself? And answer
For the record,
question.
Juan Gonzalez, Economic Development. It's a battery storage facility. The amendment is just to extend 6 months because of the transmission line to the substation was delayed.
Okay, and the marginal revenues that we're going to receive by this investment, is it a small amount or a large amount?
Large amount.
Okay. So would you say it would be beneficial for us? to
Absolutely
do this?
beneficial in both ways, financially and also for the
And do
public.
you have any idea of what the number of employees are?
About 2 engineers. It is a remote site, so we would have at least 2
But it's
engineers.
mostly based on a tax base. The purpose of this, to establish a higher tax base,
Correct,
not necessarily employment.
correct.
Okay. Did we answer all your questions for him?
Where is it?
In Donna.
Thank you.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. Item 8A, District Attorney's Office.
Good morning, Judge Cortez, Commissioner Rosalinda Cantu presenting for the District Attorney's Office. Item 8A, Domestic Violence Specialty Prosecutor Grant. We're asking for approval to submit a DVSP grant number 2931309 budget adjustment to the Office of the Governor.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 8B, Hidalgo County DA's Office Region 3 Border Prosecution Grant. We're asking for approval to submit a BPU grant number 2537811 budget adjustment to the Office of the Governor.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 9A, the DEA Task Force Officer, we're asking for approval or authorization to pay overtime reimbursable under the DEA and Hidalgo County District Attorney's Office Agreement Terms and Conditions. And we're also asking for approval of the certification of revenues as certified by the County Auditor for fiscal year 2024 DEA and Hidalgo County District Attorney's Office Agreement in the amount of $9,000 and appropriation of the same.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry, I have one more item. Item 9B, we're asking for authorization and approval to accept the revised memorandums of understanding between Hidalgo County HIDA Task Force and Mission PD and McAllen PD.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. 10, Urban County.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioner Steve De La Garza for Urban County. Item 10A, Urban County is requesting a public hearing regarding the FY 2024-2025 Hidalgo County Urban County Programs Annual Action Plan for Program Year 37.
So we need to open up a public hearing.
Yes, sir.
So at this time, I'm going to open up a public hearing at 11:10. Is there anyone here to talk or ask questions about this item? Anybody in the audience with questions about this item? About the Hidalgo County Urban County Programs Annual Action Plan for Program Year 37. Anybody? So we'll close the public hearing at 11:11. Next
Thank
item,
you.
Steve.
Item 10B, requesting approval of one applicant in the city of Alton, two applicants in the countywide area, one applicant in the city of Mercedes, one applicant in the city of Alamo, and one applicant in the city of Elsa under the owner-occupied housing rehabilitation program.
You need a motion?
Yes.
Motion made.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. 10C, requesting consideration and action to award and enter into construction contract with Play RGB LLC, the lowest responsible bidder, in the amount of $86,400, utilizing UCP funds from fiscal years 33, 35, and 36, Benitas Parks Recreational Facility Improvement Funds.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. 10D, requesting approval of best and final negotiated contract with professional engineering services with the Isaguirre Engineering Group LLC in the amount of $27,320.22, utilizing CDBG FY 36, City of Sullivan City Street Improvements Funding, and approval of work authorization number 1.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 10E, requesting approval of the Emergency Solutions Grant Program subrecipient agreements with the following nonprofit agencies for program year 36, retroactively effective September 1st, 2023 to April 30th, 2025, and the nonprofits are Catholic Charities of the Rio Grande Valley, Women Together Foundation, Inc., and Salvation Army of McAllen, Hidalgo County.
Motion to approve?
Second.
I know Mujeres Unidas in the audience wave. Is anybody here from Catholic Charities or Salvation Army? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you all for being here. 11, Veteran Services.
Good morning, Commissioners. For the record, Samuel Perez, Director of Veteran Services. Item 11A, requesting approval of certification of revenues by the county auditor in the amount of $20 and appropriation of the same.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Number 2, approval of reappropriations of $238 from the restricted fund balance for juror donations received in 2023.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Maybe we can move stuff under $500 to consent. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Mr. Pettis.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Mr. Pettis, Judge, Commissioners, I know Mr. Pettis is an extremely humble person, but I think it is noteworthy. But Commissioners, if you'd like, with respect to Mr. Pettis and what in his pursuit to open up a case that was brought to his attention some years back, he never gave up. He kept trying and trying and trying. And Mr. Pettis, let me turn it over to you, sir.
Yes, sir. In 2006, a veteran of the Alamo region passed away. His surviving spouse went to the Department of Veteran Affairs, the VA clinic, to file a claim for survivors' benefits. The claim was denied. In 2016, the surviving spouse heard of our office and the wonderful things we do at the Veteran Services in Edinburgh, and she attended one of her appointments. We found that there could have been an error on the VA's part. However, we reopened the case in 2016. It was again denied. But as you guys well know, the commissioners and judge, our Veterans Office appeals decisions denied by the Veteran Affairs, take it to Washington, D.C., and bring the case in front of a Board of Veteran Appeals judge in Washington, D.C. Well, that's what we did in 2023. And we won that case in 2024, where the surviving spouse then received $269,000 in back pay. They back paid the surviving spouse from all the way back in 2006, where they were supposed to originally start paying the surviving spouse. So Life-changing award. I was telling Commissioner Torres, we do a lot of these cases, maybe not that big of a retro payment, but just last week, we were able to get another surviving spouse from the Donna area, $20,000 in retro pay. Of course, a lot of veterans and surviving spouses attend our office for other things other than benefits. This particular surviving spouse came to our office for assistance in renovating her home. She had floors in the ground in her floor. But that's not what we do in our office. We didn't have any grant money to assist her with her home. So we did case management for this particular surviving spouse in Donna, and we were able to get her that retro check and a monthly check of $1,600 a month every month from here on out. So this money will be used to help reconstruct her home to meet her needs. So thank you, Mr. Guerra and the commissioners, for putting us in a position to succeed.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for your persistence.
Yes, thank you very much.
Great job.
Great
Thank you
job.
very much, Mr. Perez. And again, Mr. Perez and his staff and the Veterans Office and our veterans community, we just had this morning our veteran who 22 years with the U.S. Marine Corps and several tours. So again, thank you, Mr. Perez, and just in general for everyone out there, Mr. Perez's team and many like him. Those are the unsung heroes that go out, do what needs to get done, and essentially pursues in reversing and loosely a wrong into a right. Okay, so thank you very much,
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Perez.
Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you, commissioners. Thank you, Mr. Guerra.
Thank you. Item 12, Commissioner.
Item 12, Sheriff's Office.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. This is Captain Stephen Cortez on behalf of Sheriff Eddie Guerra presenting. Item 12A, Sheriff's Office DPS owned LifeScan user agreement. 12A1, approval of the agreement between Department of Public Safety and Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office regarding the LifeScan equipment. And 12A2, authorization for Hidalgo County Sheriff to sign said agreement. Seeking approval.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Item 12B, Sheriff's Office Chapter 59 Fund. We're requesting approval of appropriation of funds in the amount of $50,000 needed to conduct an organizational evaluation of the Law Enforcement Bureau and Detention Center to evaluate staffing and budgetary needs to support the HCSO's future planning. Seeking approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 12C, Sheriff's Office Federal Sharing DOJ Fund. Requesting approval and appropriation of funds from the Department of Justice in the amount of $100,000 for the purchase of a Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office vehicle and required emergency equipment for said vehicle.
Motion approved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 12D, the NCIC Tech Grant, 1284. Seeking approval of partial certification of revenues and appropriation for the NCIC Tech Grant as certified by the County Auditor in the amount of $64,250 from the remaining awarded amount of $210,000.
Motion approved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 12E, Sheriff's Office SCAP fiscal year 2022 overtime pay. We are requesting authorization to pay overtime reimbursable under the SCAP fiscal year 2022 grant terms and conditions for overtime for the jailer staff and administrative staff.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 12F, Sheriff's Office OCDF fiscal year 2024 bedded on white additional funds. Seeking approval to accept additional overtime funding for OCDF fiscal year 2024 bedded on white for 2 officers in the amount of $4,000. F1.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item F2, requesting authorization to continue to pay overtime reimbursable under the grant terms and conditions.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And F3, approval of certification of revenues as certified by the county auditor for the OCDF fiscal 2024 bedded on white agreement in the amount of $4,000 and appropriation of the same.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 12G, Sheriff's Office Catalytic Converter Crime Prevention Grant fiscal year 2024 resubmission. G1, authorization to resubmit catalytic converter grant application. And G2, authorization and approval for the county judge as the authorized official to certify and e-sign the application from and related documents under the grant application.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Thank you. Item 12H, Sheriff's Office Leos Fund. 12H1, approval of certification of revenues as certified by the county auditor for the 2024 Leos allocation payment of $52,905.89 received from the state comptroller of public accounts. And item 12H2, approval of budget amendment to appropriate the 2024 Leos allocation in the amount of $52,905.89. Seeking approval for both items.
Motion approved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Y'all have a great day.
Judge, Commissioners, and with the permission of Constables Precinct 1, Precinct 2, and Precinct 3, we do have a request by the court and action that is all related to Operation Stone Garden Grant Fund 1284 for the 3 constables that I just mentioned. So again, with the constable's permission, 13A for Constable Precinct 1, Precinct 2, and Precinct 3, which would be 13A, 14A, and 15A. 1, authorization and approval to accept grant award from the Office of Governor Homeland Security Grants Division in relation to the fiscal year 2023, which would be from March 1st, 2024 through February 28th, 2025, Operation Stone Garden in the amount of, for Precinct 1, $150,000, for Precinct 2, $125,000, and for Precinct 3, $150,000, with authority for county judge as authorized official to accept award electronically, again, for the respective constables 1, 2, and 3.
Motion to. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And under the same Operation Stone Garden grant for constables 1, 2, and 3, authorization to pay overtime reimbursable under the grant terms and conditions, and approval of certification of revenues as certified by the county auditor for fiscal year 2023 Operation Stone Garden grant in the amount of, for Precinct 1, $150,000, Precinct 2, $25,000, and Precinct 3, $150,000, with, an appropriation of the same.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And Constable Precinct 3, with your permission, I can wrap up the certification of revenues. Approval of certification of revenues as certified by the county auditor for revenues received from Apollo Managing General Agency in the amount of $1,612.84, and appropriation of the same.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Constables Precinct 1, 2, and 3.
Precinct 4.
Sergeant Barrera, Precinct 4 Constable's Office. Good morning. And it's going to be 16A, authorizing approval of interlocal agreement between the Lower Rio Grande Development Council and Hidalgo County Constable Precinct 4 Office for the Texas Commission on Law Enforcement TCO training reporting.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
16B, Constable Precinct 4 Operation Stone Garden Grant. It's 1, authorization and approval to accept grant award from the Office of the Governor's Homeland Security Grant Division in relations to the FY 2023 Operation Stone Garden Grant in the amount of $100,000 with authority for a county judge and authorized official to accept award electronically.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
B2, authorization to pay overtime reimbursement under the grant terms and condition. And B3, approval of certification of revenues as certified by the county auditor for the FY 2023 Operation Stone Garden Grant in the amount of $100,000 and appropriations of the same.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
16C, Constable Precinct 4, FY 2021 Operation Stone Garden, authorization and approval grant adjustment for an extension of FY 2021 Operation Stone Garden and authorization for county judge to certify adjustments on e-grants.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
16D, approval to accept the award of a dual-purpose narcotic canine, trained canine from Canine for Cops grant.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
It's gonna be 16D2, approval and authorization for county judge and authorized officials to sign terms and conditions agreement and any other required documents.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
E1, Constable Precinct 4, CC 59, requesting approval to receive action taken on 3/19/2024. Agenda item 94402 regarding appropriation of funds in the amount of $200,000. And E2, requesting approval of 2024 appropriation of funds balance for Constable Precinct 4, Chapter 59 in the amount of $177,210.49.
Motion to approve. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Constable Precinct 5.
Judge, Commissioners, we do have a public participation form on Constable Precinct 5's item 17A. Ms. Clarity?
I handed y'all, I hope you received it. It shows the collections for all the constables. And I know that all the constables gets paid big bucks. And my question, I looked in the backup, and it says for a reserve constable that the county commissioners court may authorize the constable to appoint reserve deputy constables, and the commissioners court may limit the number of reserved deputies. So I was checking to see on this record, he is the lowest in collecting. I show y'all the years 22, 23, and a couple of months in 24. And if you look at the numbers, it's unbelievable. So I don't quite understand why someone that brings in such a small amount needs so many reserve deputies. And I also would like to know, of course, he's not here, so I can't ask. I know the reserved deputies, if they're not police officers, is it correct that unless they're on duty, been called in, they're not able to carry a weapon? Those were the questions.
So, Ms. McClarty, with respect to the discussion or the action item, he is asking to appoint deputy constables in compliance with Local Government Code 86.012. Part of that requirement is that the reservists in question provide a bond made payable to the constable, and so that does occur. So these reserve deputies are bonded. They're made payable to the respective constable that's requesting this action. And number two, the reservists are called into service by the respective constable when there is a need. Again, these reserve deputy constables help augment the services that are provided by the constable's office over and above the
Do they get paid
the person.
on that?
No, sir, they are not. They are not compensated by the County of Hidalgo, nor can they benefit from any of the fringe benefits that are offered by the county for employees of Hidalgo County.
Well, because I was just wondering with the results on, what that precinct 5, has there.
They don't get
just-
paid, so, I mean.
I'm sorry?
They don't get paid. They do not get paid.
Well, I understand that, but I'm just saying that they don't even get paid when they're called in to duty?
No, ma'am.
Not ever?
No, ma'am. No.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you. So the Constable Precinct 5 is discussion, consideration, approval to appoint Jesse James Vega, Ben Mora, Saul Caballero, Andres Rios, and Jorge Salazar as reserve deputy constables by Constable Daniel Marichalar, Constable Precinct 5, in accordance with Texas Local Government Code Section 86.02.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Judge, Commissioners.
We're going to 19A, Elections Department. Is that the one that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. Hilda Salinas here to present to you today. Agenda item 94802, discussion on election updates. The first day of early voting for the May 4th local entities elections will begin next Monday, April 22nd, and will run through Tuesday, April 30th. Election day will be Saturday, May 4th. We will have 30 early voting polling locations located throughout Hidalgo County. All those 30 polling locations will be open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. throughout the duration of early voting, with the exception of Sunday, April 28th. All polling locations will be closed. The Elections Department will be administering 13 city and school elections, so we ask voters to visit our website to stay up to date on election information such as the sample ballot. We do have several of these entities that will have mayoral, city, council member elections, charter amendments, as well as bond elections on their ballot. So voters can find their sample ballot and use the sample ballot lookup tool on our website so that way they can review and read what is on the ballot before they head to the polls. We encourage all voters to be an informed voter before they head to the polls. Also, if anybody has a question, if you all or have family and friends, voters, residents, to give us a call at 956-318-2570. This is our elections update for today. Do you have any questions? Okay, I'll go ahead and I'll proceed. Item number 2, approval of the 2024 May Local Entities Election Services Contract between Hidalgo County and the following entities: City of Donna, City of Hidalgo, City of La Jolla, and the City of Mission. I do recommend approval.
City of La Villa.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You have a great day.
Hilda, you want to tell the court how many voting places you're going to need in November? Again?
Yes, in November, because of Senate Bill 924, it is a new law that went into place in September 1st of 2023. We are going to increase the new law. Well, there are certain methodologies that are in place that allow us to come up with a number of polling locations on election day for each and every election. With this new law, we can only apply, of course, the countywide polling place program methodology. So we have 259 voting precincts in Hidalgo County. With the countywide polling place program, this is the only thing that we can apply for election day. Half of that, it mandates that we do have half of the number of voting precincts that we would have as otherwise if we were precinct-based. I know it's a mouthful, but it would be 130 polling locations on election day that we will need to have for the November presidential. Our office is currently working on, procuring all those polling locations. We are reaching out to even the private sector, and we have been receiving a great response. But of course, if we do come up with that number, the 130 polling locations, we will need to man those polling locations as well. So we will be sending out a lot of information, press releases to encourage voters to be to be a election judge or clerk on election day. They can call our office at 956-318-2570. If they would like to sign up, it's for November 5th, one Tuesday out of that month. So 130 polling locations. So we're working on it, Judge and Commissioners. We're going to get there.
Okay, was this an unfunded mandate again, or?
Yes, it was, sir. We don't have.
Just a quick answer, yes or no, and
Yes,
so
yes.
how much additional is it going to cost us?
We are estimating, including with the equipment and everything that we have to purchase, including payroll, it would be at least $1.5, $1.6 million, sir.
Okay, so that's how easy our job is, that we get asked to do things and they don't send us the money. So we have to find $1.5 million somewhere, and we have no choice but to find it. Is that a fair representation?
It's true.
Well, sir, again, we're working on it, and I know it is the law. And here at Elections Department, we do follow the law, and of course, with your all support. And thank you for always taking my calls and listening to me to let you know what is happening and giving you my updates. So.
Okay, well,
Judge,
thank you very much. Go ahead.
Can I make an $800,000 comment? Sure. So the state in their wisdom, right? We have this appraisal district that the appraisal district board, all they control is the budget, the internal budget for their employees and all of that. They don't control tax rate or anything like that, like Fern likes to say. But what's important is that they now have these elected positions. These elections will cost the appraisal district over $800,000 a year. To put them in office, to control an internal budget, nothing to do with taxes. They're running on that we're gonna fix taxes on that. They don't have any control over that. But it's an 800,000 annual expense. It's
Well,
crazy.
since we're talking about that, and I think it's relevant to this discussion, the appraisal district is a body of the state of Texas, okay? And because the way that they finance schools, the state of Texas pays you the extra that you couldn't finance with your own tax base, as I understand it, okay? So the state of Texas comes over here and says, oh, wait a minute, we don't want to be cheated. We want to make sure that your appraisals for your area are correct. So they send auditors to check the work of the appraisal district to make sure that the appraisals are fair and equitable, because the state of Texas has a vested interest. If they're not, then the state of Texas has to pay. So really, the entity that has the most control on the values is the state of Texas.
And its leadership and the comptroller.
Okay, so if somebody wants to whip a horse, go whip the right horse.
Exactly.
Okay.
And this is how the budget grows.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you very much, Hilda.
Thank you.
Now we get to the juicy part. Precinct 1, Commissioner Fuentes.
Thank you, Judge. Item 28, number 1, discussion, consideration, possible action to ratify submission of application to Congressman Vicente Gonzalez for the fiscal year 2025 Appropriations Community Funding Program. Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. 20A2, discussion, consideration, and possible action to ratify submission of application to Senator John Cornyn for the 2025 Appropriations Community Funding Program. Motion to approve.
Second.
Congratulations.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
21A, Precinct 2, Cesar Chavez, Business 83 to Nolana Loop, requesting approval to accept the counter offer to purchase a tract of land known as Parcel 40 associated with the Precinct 2 Cesar Chavez Road Project from Business 83 to Nolana Loop, with authority for the county judge to sign the administrative evaluation and approval form. Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 22A.
Reappointment of member of the Hidalgo County Housing Authority Board by Hidalgo County Precinct 3 for a term of 2 years, May 4, 2024 through May 3, 2026. I'm going to reappoint Henry Rodriguez. I make a motion.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
22B, requesting approval to accept a counteroffer to purchase a tract of land known as Parcel 2 associated with Precinct 3, Mile 3 Road, Phase 2, with authority for the county judge to sign the administrative evaluation and approval form. Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
22C, requesting approval to name a public road as Battery Road, located 1.7 miles west of Jarachinas Road on Mile 14 Road. The road begins at Mile 14 Road and runs north for a distance of 953.48 linear feet. Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item is item 24A, Human Resources.
No.
Oh,
Yeah, one, excuse me. Yes.
I'm sorry.
Good morning,
Item
yes.
23.
Belinda Reyes, Precinct 4, item 23A, requesting approval to name for 50-foot private internal service roads that run along and between a 220-acre unsubdivided private subdivision known as Davila Ranchettes, Phase 2 subdivision out of lots 1, 2, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, and 16, Block 1, and all of lots 1 and 2, Block 4, Harding Gill Tract subdivision of lands out of Las Mesteñas, Penitas, y Las Abra Grants, Hidalgo County, Texas, as follows: Italian Lemon Service Road, Eagle Eye Service Road, Vida Victoria Service Road, and Luna May Service Road.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Judge.
Now we go, yes, sir.
Judge, Commissioner, my apologies, Judge. I'm going to ask for us to go to closed session as the legal counsel that I was waiting on has arrived. So if we could please go to closed session.
Okay, let me get to that point here. Okay, pursuant to Chapter 551 of Texas Government Code, we're going to be retiring into closed session to discuss items listed under Code Section 551.071, .072, .074, and .87. I have a motion to do so.
Motion made.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. I have 11:40 a.m. Okay, we're back from closed session. I've got 8 minutes after 1 p.m. We do have some action items.
Yes, Judge, I'm going to ask that we just continue with the agenda item, which I believe was HR was next, but just for the record, because for the record, we do have public participation form on 26D1 and 26H1 from Ms. Fern McClarity. So I will call out Ms. McClarity. Ms. McClarity. All right, Judge, Commissioners, for the record, she did file public participation forms for 26D1 and 26H1, but she is not present. Thank you. So we have HR, Judge.
Good afternoon, Judge, Commissioners. Erika Reina for the Department of Human Resources. Item 24A, I'm requesting a waiver of the following if applicable for the personnel items listed. I need action on item number 1, the Civil Service Commission Rules, Section 3.22, and item number 3, the Budget Amendment Policy, personnel-related amendments.
So moved.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 24B, discussion and action on the Title VI Non-Discrimination Annual Work Plan and Accomplishment Report for the year 2022. Judge, Commissioners, the report has been reviewed by legal counsel. We're all ready to submit this to the state. I do recommend approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 24C, Classification and Compensation Plan, approval of the following change to the classified position inventory list. Effective upon Commissioner's Court approval, the action is to regrade the courier position currently at a grade 3 to a grade 4, and item number 2 is approval to revise the classified position list in accordance with the action above. I do recommend approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 24D for the District Attorney's Office, approval to award a discretionary step for the employees listed below in accordance with HR criteria certification as per Section 8.03 of the Classification and Compensation Plan, effective the next full pay period, April 22nd, 2024. The action is a discretionary step 4 for slot 0149 and Assistant District Attorney 2 at a grade 15, and a discretionary step 5 for slot 0006 and Assistant District Attorney 3 at a grade 17. This is in compliance with the policy.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 2 for the Board of Prosecution Unit from the grant, approve of the following action effective upon Commissioner's Court approval. The action is to create slot 0014, a criminal investigator 2, at a salary amount of $67,161. Item 3 is approval to revise the non-classified position list in accordance with the action above. Again, this is a grant item. I do recommend approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 24E for JP 3 Place 2, approve of the following actions effective next full pay period, April 22nd, 2024. The actions are to delete slot 0006, a clerk 3 at a grade 5, and create slot 0009, an assistant court coordinator for the JP at a grade 9. I do recommend approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 24F for Precinct 3 from Road and Bridge, approve the following actions effective upon Commissioner's Court approval. Requesting to delete slots 0053, 0055, 0061, 0091, Maintenance 1 positions at grade 3, and create slots 0142 and 0143, Maintenance 3, grade 7, and slot 0144, 0145, Maintenance 2 slots at a grade 5. I do recommend approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 24F2, approval of the following actions effective upon Commissioners Court approval. The action is to remove the supplemental allowance from slot 0021 of Program Manager 3 in the amount of $5,560 and to add a supplemental allowance to slot 0004, a Director of Field Operations 2 in the amount of $3,000. I do recommend approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 24G for Urban County, approve of the following action effective April 23rd, 2024. The action is to add supplemental allowance to the slots as listed for the position of Assistant Director of Urban County in the amount of $13,171. I do recommend approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 24H for Executive Office, approval of the following actions effective upon Commissioners Court approval. The actions are to reclassify slot 0004, Commissioners Court Administrator, grade 16, to a proposed title of Assistant County Executive Officer, grade 20, and to reclassify slot 0007, Program Manager 2 at a grade 15, to Assistant County Executive Officer at a grade 20. Item 2 is approval to revise the classified position list in accordance with the actions above. I do recommend approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 24I for the Urban County Program, discussion and action to appoint and or employ the Hidalgo County Urban County Department Director effective upon Commissioners Court approval. Commissioners, the recommended candidate is Ms. Marisa Garza.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 2 is approval of all appropriate actions to set the compensation for the Hidalgo County Urban County Department Director. The proposed salary is a grade 21, step 1.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Have a great afternoon.
Thank you as well. Budget and Management, 25.
Good afternoon, Ray Salazar, Department of Budget and Management, on behalf of Mr. Dagoberto Soto. Item 25A, discussion, consideration, and approval to update the Texas Department of Emergency Management designation of subrecipients agent form for fiscal year 2020-24 for the county judge to sign all appropriate documentation.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 25B, TxDOT, authorization to submit the Economically Disadvantaged County EDC program application or affidavit for the Russell Road FM 2220 Ruth Road Project CSJ 0921-02-362 with authority for the county judge to sign all required documentation.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 25C1, ARPA, requesting approval of revisions to the ARPA project as below. Number 1, budget amendments as per Exhibit A. Number 2, rescind projects as per Exhibit B. And number 3, discussion, consideration, and action to approve the first amended memorandum of understanding between Hidalgo County and Proyecto Azteca with authority for the county judge as authorized official to sign the MOU subject to legal review.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
25C2, discussion, consideration, and action to approve the use of ARPA relief funds for the Hidalgo County American Rescue Plan Act nonprofit negative economic impacts program for the purpose of providing funding to nonprofit organizations in Hidalgo County. Item B, discussion, consideration, and action to approve the Precinct 2 Assistance to Women Together Foundation ARPA project number 24-122-353 under the Hidalgo County American Rescue Plan Act nonprofit negative economic impacts program. And item C, discussion, consideration, and approval of the MOU between Hidalgo County and the Women Together Foundation with authority for the county judge as authorized official to sign the MOU subject to legal review.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
25C3, discussion, consideration, and action to approve the inclusion of the City of Mission Paramedic Initiative, ARPA project number 24110-355 under the Hidalgo County Emergency Services Program, which was approved back on December 13th, 2022 through agenda item 88792. In item B, requesting approval of the correction that should be interlocal agreement between the City of Mission and the County of Hidalgo with authority for the county judge as authorized official to sign the memorandum of understanding subject to legal review.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
24C4, discussion, consideration, and action to approve the inclusion of the Precinct 1 City of Wesco Judge Gilberto Garza Park Equipment Project, ARPA project number 24121-354, under the Hidalgo County ARPA Recreational Development Program. B, requesting approval for the interlocal cooperation agreement between the City of Wesco and the County of Hidalgo, with authority for the county judge as authorized official to sign the interlocal agreement subject to legal review.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
25D1, elections. Approval of the certification of revenues by the county auditor for fiscal year 2024, Chapter 19 funds in the amount of $164,593 and appropriation of the same.
Motion to approve.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
25D2, district clerks. Approval of the 2023 appropriation of funds for the district clerk's records management and preservation fund in the amount of $146.24 to fund operating expenditures.
Motion to approve.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
24D3, Precinct 4, Road and Bridge. Approval of appropriation of funds from the Road and Bridge unassigned fund balance for Precinct 4 road maintenance in the amount of $282,305.60 to fund operating expenses.
Motion to approve.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 26.
Good afternoon, Judge, Commissioners, Mr. Guerra, Mr. Garza. For the record, Ignacio Mezco from the Purchasing Department. Agenda item 26A for Hidalgo County. 1A, requesting approval of the solicitation packet for Hidalgo County broadband project with authority to advertise and re-advertise if necessary.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
B, requesting appointment of the evaluation committee to review, score, and rank the submitted responses received pursuant to the criteria set forth in the solicitation packet. Please appoint the evaluation committee.
Chief of Staff.
Chief of Staff. or
Chief
what?
of Staff.
In mine in particular, Dr. Culbertson.
Motion
Noted.
approved,
Thank
Chief
you.
of Staff as the evaluators.
And,
Second.
Judge, Commissioners, with respect to the broadband, if we could also include our IT director,
Yes,
Mr. Salinas.
with that
Thank you.
addition.
Thank you.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
2, requesting acceptance and approval of amendment number 2 for purchase of straw and felt hat between Hidalgo County and Dorfman Milano Company to amend the unit price. Recommend to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
26B for County Judge's Office. 1A, requesting a session from competitive procurement requirements pursuant to Texas Local Government Code 262.024A4, a personal or professional service.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
B, acceptance and approval of a personal service agreement with Linda B. Alanis for grant consulting services. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second?
And we can add as many more as we want. The more asking for grants, the better. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
2A, requesting exception from competitive procurement requirements pursuant to Texas Local Government Code 262.024A4, a personal or professional service.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
B, acceptance and approval of a personal service agreement with Marisa Yvette Utley, DBA Lone Star Trading Group for grant consulting services. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
26C for Precinct 4, 1A, requesting acceptance and approval of supplemental number 1 to Precinct number 4 professional engineering service agreement between Hidalgo County and Confelli and Associate to extend the termination date of said agreement. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
B, requesting approval of work authorization number 2 with an estimate cost of $114,082 as submitted by Confelli and Associate for the Highway Safety Improvement Program project. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
26D for Constable Prison number 1. 1, requesting approval to purchase 2024 Chevy Silverado 1500 through Hidalgo County membership with tips from Lake Country Chevrolet in the total amount of $52,740. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Mr. Amezcua.
Yes, sir.
Judge, Commissioners, though Commissioner Fuentes had to step out, for the record, Commissioner Fuentes will be abstaining from any discussion and/or action on this next item, E1. Mr. Mezcua? Go
Yes,
ahead.
sir. 26E for Human Resources, 1A, representational schooling grid for the purpose of ranking Hidalgo County Commissioners Court of graded vendor submission with the recommendation by the Evaluation Committee members for consulting services for self-funded health plan. Do you wish to rank in the order of your score?
So I don't know if this is B, Mr. Mezcua, but at some point, I would like you to negotiate with the top two firms because there was only a difference of 1 point between Hub and Ortegon. So I don't know if that's for A or B, but I would like you to consider both and negotiate with both.
Yes, Commissioner, that will be for B, and I will add it.
So on A, we're just approving the scores, is that
Yes,
correct?
the ranking, just the ranking, and B, I will call to negotiate with rank number 1 and number 2.
So I'll make a motion to approve A.
Second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
B,
And I'm-
requesting approval.
Go ahead, sorry.
Sorry about that. B, requesting approval by Commissioner Score in order to proceed with negotiation with the number 1 and number 2 ranked vendors, Hub International Texas and Ortegon Insurance Agency, to finalize an agreement for consulting service for self-fund health plan. I recommend to approve.
So,
Second.
All in favor?
Motion approved, sorry.
I'm sorry?
Motion to approve, I thought he was.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Let the record show that Commissioner Fuentes did not participate in any of the discussion or action in this item.
26F for IT Department, 1, requesting approval to purchase 116 Dell laptops and accessories for Hidalgo County IT Department through Hidalgo County membership with Texas DIR Cooperative from Inside Police Sector, a reseller of Dell Marketing, in the total amount of $368,153.84. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
2, requesting approval to purchase a SmartNet Cisco support system through Hidalgo County's membership with DIR from Inside Police Sector, a reseller of Cisco systems, in the total amount of $104,772.18. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
3, requesting approval to purchase Fortinet 600 Enterprise Protection for IT Department through Hidalgo County's membership with DIR from Inside Police Sector in total amount of $81,356.96. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
26G for Health and Human Service Department, 1, requesting approval to work contract to Rick Brown Family Funeral Home, the qualified lowest responsive bidder for funeral and burial services for Hidalgo County qualified indigent families. I recommend to approve.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
2, requesting acceptance and approval of the certification of construction completion from HERCON for the Hidalgo County Waleco Health Center Improvement Project with the final payment amount of $71,117.66 as recommended by Project Engineer RO Engineering. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
26H for Facilities Management, 1A, requesting approval to purchase Metal Sys Building Automation System for various buildings through Hidalgo County's membership with TIPS from Johnson Controls in the total amount of $574,692.49. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
B, requesting approval to enter into a 3-year service agreement with Automatic Renewal for preventive maintenance service with Johnson Controls in the total amount of $130,231.03. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
2, requesting approval to award the awarded contract to Rio United Builders through Hidalgo County membership with TIPS for the following project listed with the authority to issue an notice to proceed upon receipt of the required permanent performance bonds. Project name, building roof renovation and upgrades, County Class, total project cost of $237,011.38. CRC building roof coating Project total $54,411.67. Precinct number 2, multiplex building roof coating, all acres, $194,784.59. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve?
Second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
26I for Sheriff's Office, 1A, requesting cessation from competitive procurement requirement pursuant to Texas Local Government Code 262.024A4, a personal or professional service, and as required by Texas Administrative Code Title 27, Chapter 273, Rule 273.1.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
B, approval of dialysis agreement with USRC Edinburgh for hemodialysis treatment for Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office with authority for the county sheriffs or county judge to sign all required documentation. I recommend to approve.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
2, requesting acceptance and approval of the certification of construction completion from AA Builders for the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office repayment of the Yale parking lot project with the final payment amount of $27,325.59. Sorry, as recommended by project engineer GDJ Engineering.
Judge,
I recommend to approve.
Thank you, sir. Judge, Commissioners, for the record, Commissioner Vidal is abstaining from any discussion and/or action on this item.
Make a motion to approve.
Second?
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Let the record show that Commissioner Villarreal did not take part in any discussion or action on this item.
26J for District Attorney 1A, requesting approval of the solicitation packet for psychological evaluation for defendants with authority to advertise and re-advertise if necessary.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
B, requesting appointment of the evaluation committee to review, score, and rank the submitted responses received pursuant to the criteria set forth in the solicitation packet. Please appoint the evaluation committee at this time.
Will you appoint people for something like this?
For the secular?
This soon?
Yes.
I guess our chiefs.
Yes.
Yeah,
I recall that.
yes. Well, and
I don't have Ms.
Let's
Santu
go
on the
with
line,
Chiefs.
but my understanding that she is going to include Mr. John Peña with the DA's office,
right,
Ms. Sylvia Solis with the DA's office, Ms. Obi Aguillon with the DA's office, and
Victor, why don't we do this? Why don't we go with our chiefs and they can be advisory because they're gonna know a lot more about this. Our chiefs and which chief?
Make that a motion.
Make a motion.
Dr. Copeland.
With, it's gonna be our chiefs with Dr. Culbertson. That's my motion.
and for the record, Commissioner Fuentes, his chief would be Mr. Suarez.
Noted.
Okay, say that again, Mother?
So we're basically, we're
All the
appointing
chiefs.
our chiefs.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll make a motion to appoint our chiefs.
We're
with
appointing
Dr.
our chiefs.
Culbertson. Yes. That's
With
my
advice
motion.
and counsel of those individuals. We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
26K for Countywide 1, requesting approval to work contract to Edwards Abstract and Title Company, the qualified sole responsible bidder for title company and related services pool. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
That's all I have. Thank you. Have a good
Thank you,
afternoon.
Nacho.
Thank you.
Judge, Commissioners, item 27A, 1, 2, and 3, there's no discussion and/or action needed this week. 27B, discussion and approval of proposed amendment number 1 to the floodplain management regulations in accordance with 60.3D of the National Flood Insurance Program pending final legal review. All is in order.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Judge, Commissioners, we have gone to closed session and come out of closed session, so under open session, 30A, there's no specific action to take under real estate acquisition. 30B, there's no specific action under pending potential litigation. Item 30C, there is no action to be, item 30C, there is no discussion. For item 30C, economic development, Project Oak. Item 30D, discussion, consideration, and action on appointment and employment of Urban County Program Director that has been facilitated through Urban County. through HR for Urban County. Item 30E, there is no action to be taken. Erasmo Garcia and Marta Elia Garcia versus Hidalgo County. Item 30F, cause number C 4630-22-C, Irvin Gonzalez et al. Versus Hidalgo County. We'll proceed as discussed in closed session. We have a motion to that effect?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 30G, cause number CL-23-1067-E, Nancy Leonela Rosales et al. Versus Hidalgo County, Texas. We'll proceed as discussed in closed session. Get a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 30H, a claim of Jeanette Palacios. Judge Commissioners, I'd like Settlement Authority to make an offer in the amount of $240.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And item 30I, claim of Veronica A. Montelongo. Judge Commissioners, I'd like Settlement Authority to make an offer in the amount of $12,215.53. If, for the record, if accepted, we'll provide all the proper documentation to our auditor's office. And it would be, the total would be the $12,215.53, but it would be two payees, Jeanette Palacios and Veronica A. Montelongo. Veronica A. Montelongo, the vehicle owner for the total lost property damage for the $12,215.53.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And item 30J, claim of Martin, Aguayo. Judge Commissioners, I'd like for the court to entertain a motion in settlement of the claim of Martin Aguayo
So moved.
for $35,000,
Oh, sorry.
in the amount of $35,000.
Motion
Make
to,
a motion to approve that.
second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Judge Commissioners, item 31, there is no action. And item 32, which is closed in open session. Our next court session will be April 30th, and that will be a morning session. April 30th, Tuesday, 9:30 Drainage District, and 10 a.m. Commissioners Court. We have adjourned.
Make a motion to adjourn. Second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We are adjourned.